So hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to Mr. Marashanyi online lessons. Today we're going to do our last question on June 2023 paper 2 combined science. So let us get into today's work. The first question, it says suggest an instrument that can be used to measure the external diameter of a very thin object. Thin object. Okay, for a very thin object, we are going to use what you call micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge. But for the internal diameter of a pipe, we use what you call vernier calipers. So many students, they confuse the two, the use of vernier calipers and the use of micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge is the one that is used to measure the diameter of a very thin object, but for the internal diameter of maybe a pipe, we use vernier caliper. So the correct answer there was micrometer screw gauge. Then item 2, it says name an instrument that can be used to measure the length of the building. For the length of the building, we can use either a tape measure or we can use a meter rule. We can use a tape measure or a meter rule. Express the Newton in its base units. Newton in its base unit is equal to kg, base units, kg meters per square second, right? Then fig 15.1 shows a concrete block of mass 2600 kg resting on its biggest face. Okay, calculate the pressure exerted by the block. So by definition, pressure is force acting per unit area, which means when you're going to talk about pressure, you're going to talk about force and area. So first of all, you have to find force, and after finding force, you also have to find the area. So that calculating the pressure, you are going to say pressure is going to be, so pressure is equal to force over what? Over area. So for you now to know the pressure exerted, you have to find force first and also the area. Right, hands, you take G as 10 Newton per square meter. So how are you going to get force now? You're going to say force, it can be force or weight, is equal to mass, which is this one, mass times this one. Okay, so you're going to say mass times this one, you're going to get 2600 times 10, I don't know, you're going to get 26,000. Yeah, it's 26,000 Newton. Okay, this is first. Then area now. Area, this is more like rectangle, as you can see. Boom, side times side, length times width. Then you're going to get 2 times 1, you're going to get 2. So the area is actually 2. Okay, so that's it. So what I'm going to do, we agreed that for pressure is equal to force over area. So the force that we are having is 26,000, all over the area is 2 square meters. So this is Newton, and you are going to get what here? This one into this one is actually 13, so it will be 13,000, and pressure is measured in pascals. So you can say 13,000 PA, pascals, or you can say Newton per Newton square meter. This, because there is meters, square meter here, and Newton. So you get it. Right, the last question that we're having, it says explain how the pressure exerted by the block changes if it is rested on one of the smallest faces. The reason is very simple. It's because the pressure it increases. And why it increases? Because pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Pressure is inversely proportional to the area. So what will happen is that the pressure it increases mainly because pressure is inversely proportional to the area. So this is the end of the paper, guys, and this is the periodic table, right? So I'll meet you in the next video. I hope you assisted with these revisions. So on our next episode, we are going to do another paper. I don't know which one, but all I know is that you are going to do another paper.